On behalf of the Minister of Tourism and Environment, we would like to inform you that Albania is eager to play its part for a better world by fulfilling its obligations deriving from Paris Agreement, since becoming a signatory party of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The mitigation, adaptation and sustainable development measures outlined in the biennial update report demonstrate an ongoing commitment from the government to embedding climate change action into key areas and sectors. Recently, Vjosa River in Albania, one of the last wild rivers in Europe, is declared a national park by the Albanian government, becoming the first wild river national park in Europe. In the future, the Vjosa will be conserved as a living, free-flowing river to the benefit of people and nature. This is the result of a unique collaboration between the government of Albania and stakeholders. The latest initiative of the Albanian government on planting 28,000 saplings throughout the territory of the Republic of Albania aims to raise awareness between local government units to take measures through afforestation for addressing mitigation efforts. In the upcoming years, we will build on this work and move forward with the implementation of vital measures by ensuring climate finance readiness to reach the enhanced NDC target, improving public awareness and building resilience and adaptation across sectors. Albania reported on its first BUR information on its national circumstances, including a description of national development strategies, priorities, objectives, and circumstances. The description covers key aspects of the institutional arrangements, including the legal status and roles and responsibilities of the overall coordinating entity, which is the Ministry of Tourism and Environment. Ministry of Tourism and Environment is the national focal point for climate change and responsible for the final sign-off of the GHG inventory and mitigation information contained in this report. The project was coordinated by UNDP in collaboration with the National Environment Agency and the Ministry of Tourism and Environment. The data collection process for the GHG inventory and projections has been formalized in December 2022 by the decision of the Council of Ministers on monitoring and reporting GHG emissions and other information relevant to climate change at the national level. Many of the key datasets, including the energy balance, are officially reported datasets by organizations such as Instat, which ensures the quality and completeness of the data. The MRV arrangements, which are currently under development, are designed at the national level and cover the following main areas: GHG inventory system, MRV of mitigation, adaptation, and support needed and received. The data used in the compilation of the GHG inventory and projections have been provided on an ad hoc basis. The national experts provided a template for the information that they required in the format needed for their calculations. There are still gaps in the data obtained for the calculations and areas where expert judgment, interpolation, or extrapolation has been used. There are some instances where data provided by stakeholders did not meet the quality standards required to be included in the calculations. These data availability limitations lead to high uncertainties in the resulting analysis. The climate change law has formalized the data request process and timelines for the GHG inventory and projections. The accompanying MRV decision of the Council of Ministers provides data providers with clear templates for the data required. This formalization of the data flow is seen as a priority improvement to the current MRV system for climate mitigation. The GHG inventory reported under the first BUR is for the time series from 2009 up to 2016. For the AFOLU sector, methodologies from the 2006 IPCC guidelines were used for some categories such as forests, livestock, enteric fermentation, cropland, wetlands, other land and aggregate sources and non-CO2 emission sources on land. Tier 1 method was applied for all the categories in a folio sector. Default emission factors were used for all categories. Information on Albania's GHG emissions by gas for 2016 is outlined in Table 1 and shows a decrease in emissions of 25.9% without land and harvest wood products since 2009. Analyses were carried out to help prioritize efforts to improve the accuracy of the inventory and quantify the uncertainty of the compiled estimates. Uncertainty values for activity data and emission factors were collected and included in the IPCC inventory software, which calculates uncertainty using the error propagation methods, approach 1. The overall uncertainty of the 2016 estimates is 5.8% and the overall uncertainty of the 2009-2016 trend is 5.1%. The information reported in the first BUR provides a clear and comprehensive overview of the parties' mitigation actions and their effects. Albania's GHG emission reduction commitment in its NTC is a reduction of 3,170 kilotons CO2 equivalent, which represents 20.9% reduction compared to the business-as-usual scenario in 2030. The Ministry of Tourism and Environment plans to monitor the progress of implementation of the National Action Plan on Mitigation, as it is linked to the National Strategy on Climate Change. The indicators are designed to monitor the progress for implementing the revised NDC. In the energy sector, the mitigation actions focus mainly on improving energy efficiency, promoting renewable energy sources, and expanding the use of natural gas. In the waste sector, mitigation actions focus mainly on landfilling, composting, incineration, open burning of waste, and wastewater treatment. While Albania reported mitigation scenarios for the energy, folio and waste sectors, information on results achieved, including estimated outcomes and estimated emission reductions, was not reported. During the technical analysis, we explained that this information will be included in the action plan for the implementation of the revised NDC. Information on Albania's involvement in international market mechanism was not part of the BUR, but since 2010 there have been 4 clean development mechanism projects in Albania. Of those, 2 have generated certified emission reductions, and such projects have resulted in an estimated emission reduction of 446.8 kilotons CO2 equivalent. The projects are related to afforestation and reforestation and renewable energy generation. This information will be included in the future BURs. The financial gap for implementing the National Action Plan on Mitigation, which was drafted based on sectoral strategies, the existing legal framework and draft laws or plans, is the main issue for the implementation of the measures. Meanwhile, the financial, technical and capacity building needs are primarily in the areas of developing an efficient transport system, improving energy performance in the buildings, diversifying alternative renewable energy sources, increasing the use of natural gas, reducing landfill gas emissions, increasing waste incineration, reducing use of nitrogen fertilizers, preventing wildfire, as well as tracking the progress of implementation of the mitigation actions. Albania received technical support primarily from the EU, GCF and JEF, as well as further support from the German Agency for International Cooperation, Germany, Sweden and UNDP. In addition, we received support from JEF to prepare the BUR and the fourth national communication. Albania reported in the BUR that technology needs assessment was nationally determined in accordance with the relevant sectoral strategies as summarized in the party's National Action Plan on Mitigation. The needs are estimated starting from 2019 up to 2027 and include projects in the energy, transport, agriculture and forestry and other land use sectors. To achieve transparency, the government of Albania has provided information about its activities and governance to stakeholders that is accurate, complete, and made it available in a timely way with the approval of the following documents. National Strategy on Climate Change, which was adopted in 2019. The Law on Climate Change, adopted in 2020. The revised National Determined Contribution for 2021 up to 2030 with a more ambitious target, 20.9%, and its Implementation Action Plan, which was adopted in 2021. The National Energy and Climate Plan, adopted in 2021. Capacity Building Activities. Fourth National Communication, adopted in 2022. Efforts will continue on the revised National Adaptation Plan, which is under development, and will request support for drafting its fifth National Communication and BTR.